When our forefathers laid the foundation of this nation, never did they expect to turn out like this. Now our society is so consumed with individual aspirations, we have lost the ethical balance within society. Rather than taking consideration of others as a unified community, acts of cheating, manipulation, elitism, hypocrisy, revenge, and stealing, and lying. In other words, the 7 evils of society have only caused us to plunder further down the dark abysmal path. And yes, even I agree that such behavior is common among everyone. But it's the assumption that this way of living is acceptable that makes such behavior habitual. Thus, it is time to embark on a series of reformations in hopes to change the idealism of the world and refocus society as to what matters the most. For many, they can't see the necessary change in the status quo. Many feel as if these 7 evils are just exhibited in natural behavior of humans. Yes, even I tell a little white lie or I have an ounce of jealousy occasionally, but now it is something more than that. We can't excuse ourselves for acting so primitively and inconsiderate towards the world. There's no other option, no other solution, and no other alternative besides recognizing our faults and alleviating the continuation of such mentality. So ask yourself, why? What's in it for me? These 7 venomous acts of immorality are the root cause of the most detrimental conflicts in the world. From issues within people or large parties acting with animosity, most factors point to the 7 evils. But first, society is affected when such 7 evils impose. Society works as a unit, and when a portion of the entity fails, so does the entire community. Thus, this is not an individual way of thinking. This is why it takes everyone to truly transform the way of thinking. For most people, they turn their heads and when the fingers begin to point and are called upon to take action. Rather than listening and opening for change, we close the gates to our mind and continue to be irresponsive to critical issues. But for me, I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to listen and act. Act meaning that I'm willing to do whatever it takes for such a revolution. But I know now it takes more than one person in order to achieve the ultimate goal. As you can see, this movement begins with the minds of people, and throughout active participation, the results will be catalytic, which is why every person counts in order to promote our social transformation. In history, social transformations have led groundbreaking results. Even dating to the early American era, the 1850s consisted of several reforms that revolutionized the United States. Leaders including Frederick Douglass fought for abolishing slavery. Such perseverance from numerous groups and people all worked together to end slavery and promoted the equality of all human beings. Another civil rights movement included the fight for women's equality. Men and women around the world protested and urged for the rights of women to be extended as far as voting. The suffrage movement is proof that with great determination, our revolution can inspire the world. With individuals highlighting the problem today, society as a whole can defeat the uprising. The 7 evils can be a thing in the past with unified action. As everyone works together to change the way we think, the way we handle situations, we can at least turn things around. The future is in our hands, and don't let it slip between your fingers. This means that it's our job to fix what we've gotten ourselves into. We've got to turn things around before it's too late. So, friends, after leaving you with these words, I ask you to make a life-changing decision. Hopefully these words have served their purpose, and I've given you some influence in your choice that just might change the world. Choose whether you will join the cause or watch opportunity pass you by. It's time for the final ultimatum. Hopefully you are here to make the great change and witness momentous things for our society. It's time to embark on the revolution of our lives. There's a place waiting for you on this ride.